I'm Stuart Thompson, editor of Decode TV. I'm here with Jason Briggs, who's president and general manager of RDK. Jason, for viewers who don't yet know much about RDK, perhaps you can explain a little bit about what it is and how widely deployed it is across the industry.
Yeah. So RDK is an open source software stack for video devices and broadband devices, and typically they're CPE devices that operators deploy in their networks. It was invented as what we call by operators for operators. So we developed the stack really to meet the increasing needs of operators to work on a common software stack on areas where they may not compete or differentiate services. We have a video profile which operates on set-top boxes, streamers, and we have a broadband profile that generally works on routers, broadband gateways across the world. By the numbers, we're over 700 in our community today, spanning North America, Europe, Asia, Latin America, and we have crossed 200 million shipped devices to date. So a great, vibrant ecosystem all over the world.
Great. Now, here at ANGA, broadband is very much the topic du jour, but there's still investment in video, and video is still relevant for operators. Can you tell us, are you still seeing investment and innovation happening on the video side as well as on the broadband side?
Yeah, so it is. Our origins started with the video stack effectively over 10 years ago. And since then, we have operators like Comcast, like Sky, Rogers, Cox, Liberty Global, all actively using it in millions of devices in their networks. We do continue to invest in it. I think the investment we do today is really more about modularity. So how can we make it easier to use, easier to port across a silicon vendor stacks and hardwares, make it easier for integrations on top of the stack, and make it easier to bring in patches and updates into it. So it's really a bit of a under the hood kind of update that we're doing into the video stack. But it's really, when you look at the operations of the operators out there, things like simpler updates actually matter when you're developing and deploying in millions of devices.
Now, we're here in Germany at ANGA, where RDK is deployed by Vodafone and Deutsche Telekom. Can you tell us a bit about what the momentum you're seeing in the German market?
Yeah, Germany feels like a home to us from an RDK perspective, and as you alluded to, it's Vodafone and Deutsche Telekom are key deployers of RDK. They're deploying it in various geographies around the world, also in Germany especially, on fiber gateways, on DOCSIS gateways, on fixed wireless gateways, and in fact, even their newest devices on Wi-Fi 7 all include RDK. So, in addition to being great, leaders and deployers of RDK, they're great contributors back to the tech stack. So there's a lot of leadership they've put into our broadband stack. A lot of the for instance, the fixed wireless stack that we use today came from Deutsche Telekom as a contribution. So they're really leaning in and not only just deploying and championing the stack, but also developing to it.
Now, you mentioned Wi-Fi 7, and we're hearing some chatter now about Wi-Fi 8. Can you tell us about the role of RDK in enabling the next generation of Wi-Fi capabilities?
Yeah, so Wi-Fi 7, as you know, is really about what I call the speed of the Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi 8 is really about more quality of service, reliability, low latency. And so from our perspective, we already have a number of the community members getting together and looking at that from what does this mean for the operator? What use cases are we going to think about using? And how do we prepare the RDK-B stack, the Wi-Fi stack, to be ready for Wi-Fi 8? And so it's starting now. I realize Wi-Fi 8's in the future, but if you don't start planning for it now and start to get requirements now, you're going to miss the boat when it comes out. So we did the same with Wi-Fi 7 years ago, and so we're starting the planning now to be ready for whenever it's ratified and we go to certification and deployment. We'll be ready with RDK-B.
Great. Now, we hear everywhere about AI. Can you tell us a little bit about how RDK fits in enabling AI-powered innovation, both on the broadband and the video side?
Yeah, I think everyone's thinking about AI and what their impact is on what they do. So from our perspective, I always look at it from a compute perspective, which is garbage in, garbage out, and I think that really applies to AI. So for RDK, we look at, we provide a lot of data on devices. So we look at telemetry, we provide device device diagnostics, and there's a lot of data that the RDK devices produce, and ultimately that's data that AI can use to better think about what the better experience in the home and what you provide. So for us, it's a data story, and I realize that AI is in the cloud now, and a lot of that machine learning is done to date. But with AI, there's probably new ways and use cases. But I think eventually, as these models shrink, there's going to be a case for what do you do on device. So edge AI, I think is talked about, and I think that's one area we're looking about how you can shrink these models onto devices, have very specific use cases, and use those to maybe more proactively change things in the home before the signal needs to go up to the cloud, decided on, and come back down again. So I think it's a really exciting time for RDK.
Now there's an RDK community gathering planned in Germany later this year. Can you tell us about what we can expect and what attendees can expect to see at that event?
Yeah, so we do every year a technical summit, and this year we're doing our tech summit in Dusseldorf at Vodafone, who are hosting us this year. We talk because we said it's a technical summit. We talk about a lot of the emerging technical topics around RDK. So things like AI would be a very big topic we would have at the event. We tend to do these every year at operators. So last year we did it at Sky. The year before we did it at Liberty Global in Amsterdam. The year before we did it at British Telecom in Bonn. So it's a great way to really go to the operators that use us, that invest in us, and use it as a way for them to show leadership back to the community. So we're really excited.
Great. Finally, Jason, if someone wants to find out more or dig deeper into RDK or join the RDK community, what's the best place to start?
It's our website, www.rdkcentral.com. We'll have all the information you need there.
Fantastic. Yep. Jason, thanks very much.
All right. Thank you.